name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. Now, mentors. You and I, practicing what I preach, need to find a mentor. We always need to learn from somebody else who is 5, 10, 20, 30 years ahead of us. Not just in self-confidence and knowledge, but also in experience, in ability and talent. We always want to learn from people who are ahead of us. We want to spend at least 33% of our time with them, what is called the law of 33%. Spend a third of your time with people above you to learn from them, a third of your time with people at the same level of us to encourage each other and to teach, and also a third of your time with people below you, so as to mentor them and give knowledge to them and lift them up as well. Lift these people up as well. But you need a mentor, because imagine in economics there's a thing called the convergence rate, which is the time it takes for 2 points to converge together. Let's take the South Pole or the North Pole. There's an icebreaker ship that is trying to break through this 1 mile thick sheet of ice. It'll take the ship, let's say, 6 months to break through this ice, destroying the ice, clearing the route, getting rid of the ice and stuff like that, actually creating the path. It takes them 6 months to create that canal. Afterwards, all these other boats, all the ships and all the rest, they can traverse that 1 mile in a day. Why did it take that icebreaker ship 6 months? Because he's the one pioneering the journey. He's the one going through the ice in the first place. He's the one clearing the path. He's the pioneer. Everyone else is just following him, following the roads, following the path, the canal that he cleared. That's the exact same analogy with the mentor. The mentor is the one that goes into arguably the unknown. He clears the path by saying, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. He learns what to do and what not to do. Just how the icebreaker ship breaks through the path, he clears it for everyone else. A mentor knows what to do, knows what not to do. He clears the path for you to learn from him, just like that. Don't do this, do that, and you save yourself so much energy. It takes him 6 months to achieve X, but as soon as he achieves it, he turns to you and says, don't do this, don't do that, do this, and you achieve it in a week or a day. Convergence rate. You can catch up to them much faster. And now a mentor can come in the form of a physical mentor, someone you work with, and or like books or videos and conferences and so many other things. But the thing you've got to consider is that there's a thing called the cone of learning. When you read a book, the principle is 2 weeks later you will retain 10% of what you read. Whereas with a mentor, because it's much more active while a book is passive, you will retain up to 70 or 80% 2 weeks later, because it's much more involved. But at the same time, a book is much more cheap and affordable and available. I can go on Amazon and get a book on health, for example, on marketing and all the rest. With a mentor, I've got to find him, contact him, and actually agree. He's got to agree to work with me. Which, different pros and cons, but the principle is get it in your head as soon as possible to avoid making mistakes and learn the lessons ASAP. The sooner you learn it, the sooner you can apply it. The sooner you apply it, the sooner you can profit. The sooner you can profit, the more success you're going to get. Success begets success. It's a vicious spiral, but it's a predictable spiral. That's why success starts in here. As a side note, success starts in here. But you got to get a mentor. Now, the magic phrase with a mentor, magic phrase to ask is what? Hold on. How is it I can work for you for free in order to learn from you? How is it I can work for you for free in order to learn from you? Because what this means is I recognize your ability and talents. I want to forego any compensation and I want to work for you for free. This shows how dedicated I am to work for you. I want to work for you for free in order to learn from you. see, it's a two-way system. A mentor is. It's not just like teach me all your stuff. Teach me. It's I'll give you something, money, time, energy, labour, attention, whatever, in order to learn from you. I could pay you £1,000 to learn from you over the course of a year, or I can work for you in your company for 7 weeks, 40 hours, something like that. And I did that with my real estate mentor. I worked 40 hours actually, 7 or so weeks with him in every department of his company. Deals with housing people. He buys property, does them up, and rents them out to tenants. And I did everything. I went from sorting out some of the paperwork, looking at some of his new books, handling tenants, talking to tenants, handling like new inquiries, handling the tenants on a day-to-day basis, and I did the gritty, shitty jobs. Literally, I must have spent 4 days doing the garbage duties. I must have spent a week or so clearing out some of the rooms. There were some rooms that were real shitholes. You will never believe it. I literally spent few hours. How long did I spend? 3 or so hours, with 4 hours roughly, with one of his team members, cleaning up a drug addict's room because he had fucked off, and we had to clean this shithole. We had to clean the shithole, get it ready, get it disinfected, painted, cleared for the new tenant to come in. So as a side note, when people say that landlords rent out shitholes to tenants, that is arguably bollocks, because I have seen some beautiful places they've rented out, and a week or two later it turns into a shithole because a shithole of a tenant has moved in. Oddly enough, this is an interesting thing to notice, that the messier the room was, the more on time, or the messy people always tended to pay their rent, whereas the clean people never really did. So it's an interesting little inverse relationship. So I cleaned drug addicts' room, and I cleaned some other shitholes as well. The worst situation was we were clearing someone's room. Me and a Romanian and a Polish guy was cleaning a room, and halfway through it the tenant comes in and he's like, what the hell's going on here? And it's like, we were told you're moving out. No, I'm not moving out till Thursday, and this is like Wednesday or something, or Tuesday, and his room, we're clearing his room out, and I'm thinking, oh, this is really bad, But the point is, I worked on the field, on the ground, with the tenants, with his business. I learnt from experience, and that's invaluable when it comes to handling tenants, dealing with people, property investment. Vital. And that's what you're going to do as well with mentors. You're going to learn from them. Find them. How can I work for you for free in order to learn from you? In fact, when I worked for this guy, I put a deposit down of a couple of £100. I got the money back at the end of it, but it was just deposit, because you had to do the hours, had to be stamped and qualified, then you get your money back, and then that's it, it's over. Learned a lot, achieved a lot, realised a lot. So you've got to find a mentor. Spend 30% of your time with people your level. Encourage each other. Encourage, share ideas. Mastermind. 30% with people. 30% with people below you to bring them up. And the best way to learn also is to teach. This is why I do these videos as well. It helps to refresh the ideas in my head. And 30% with people above you. To learn from them. Work for them. So the question is, the question of the day is, how are you going to find a mentor? How are you going to find a mentor? When I started my answer is, when I started my hemp business, as I was doing some research for it, my other business, other YouTube channel, as I was doing the research for it, I must have found about 100 or so people, 100 at least, influential people in the hemp industry. People on LinkedIn, and like CEOs and like academics and all the rest, activists. Even Woody Harrelson loves hemp. So I'm going to endeavour to contact these people to see how I can learn, what I can learn from them, how I can work with them, how we can collaborate together. How can I work for them for free, or do something for them for free in order to learn from them, or certainly connect with them at the very least. That's what I'm going to do. Because I want, what they know about hemp is exactly what I need, and I need to give them something in order to get the information from them. A few months ago even, February of this year, 2017, I got an email from like a business associate of the family, I may have met him once or twice in my entire life. I can't picture his face. And he emails me asking, big long email saying, how can I grow my business? How can I do it? How can I do X, Y, and Z? And I didn't reply. And it's like, why should I reply to this? Why should I? There's no motivation. It's not like, here's 100 quid, tell me everything you know. Or here's 1,000 quid, tell me everything you know. It was just like email out the blue saying, tell me everything you know. And it's like, why should I care? Why should I give a shit? Why should I tell you my stuff? What you've given me? What can I benefit out of this little transaction, so to speak? In an email out the blue, Adrian, how can I grow my business? Not like, Adrian, what's your bank account details? I want to give you 1,000 quid. After that, let's do Skype for 6 or so hours. Tell me everything you know about marketing. Tell me everything you know and teach me. No. You've got to give someone something, your time, energy, labour, money, something, for them to give a shit about what they should teach you. Otherwise, it's going to be like the email again. Email out the blue, tell me everything you know. Why should I? I don't want to teach you. It must have been like a month or two before I replied, because there's no motivation for it. It was just low priority. Why should I? What did he give me? What am I going to get out of this? Yeah, I'm going to get reputation and trust and all the rest, but that's like saying to some a fireplace, give me some heat fire, and I'll give you some wood. It doesn't work like that. You have to give something. You have to give some fuel, give some wood, give some charcoal. I don't know, charcoal. Give some gasoline, give some kerosene before you get some heat. You've got to give something before you get something back. So this email out the blue was like, why should I give a shit? Why should I care? So the question of the day is, how are you going to get a mentor? How are you getting your mentor? And lastly, click on the subscribe button below for the latest uploads, and click on the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads as well. Until then, I'll see you soon.